Danny Lennon back with another Warbots video, and the pilot rework just happened. It's live. A lot of these older robots now have their own pilot that gives them special abilities. So we're going to go over all the old robots that have an ability, and we are going to check this out and see what the pilots do for these old robots. Now, I did find one big problem with this new pilot rework system. We'll go over that in a little bit. I'll show you how to find the training center, and we'll just go over the issues and everything about this that you need to know. Now, one thing I do want to mention, and we'll get into this in a little bit, there's quite a few big improvements in here as well. We're going to go ahead and check out the new pilots for the old robots and the new pilot skills, and then we'll get to the rest of the stuff. So first off, we're going to start with the Lancelot, Galahad, and Gareth pilot. This pilot works for all three of those robots. At the end of the video, I'll show you guys how to find or how to get these pilots, but first, let's just go over all the skills and whatnot. So this is the one for Gareth, Galahad, and Lancelot. This gives you 20% more shield durability, but only, I repeat, only when you're in your abilities. So this would pretty much be worthless for Lancelot, but this would be a great pilot for the Gareth and the Galahad. Now, most of us playing Lancelot are probably going to run the Ghost skill that takes away Lancelot's ability and gives him a whole bunch of extra speed. That way he's not slow as a turtle. And those of us who don't, that ability still only lasts for a few seconds. So I don't think this pilot's going to be worth a crap on Lancelot, but I do think it's going to be great for Gareth and Galahad. Next up, we have a pilot that works for the quick change robots, Jesse, Doc, or Butch. So every time you're playing one of those robots and you have this pilot installed, when you use the ability on the robot, you're going to get 10% more damage. So basically, every time you use the ability on one of these robots, you're going to get 10% more damage for a few seconds after changing the weapon ability. So if you're running one of those three robots, every time you use the robot's ability, you are going to get 10% more damage for several seconds. It doesn't say exactly how many, it just says several. So 10% more damage for a short period of time after activating Jess, Doc, or Butch's ability. Next up, we have the pilot for the Raijin, and this one also works for the Rhino. So if you're playing a Raijin or a Rhino and you have this pilot, you are going to get extra defense points. While you're in the ability, you're going to get 20 defense points. So this one is actually pretty good. Thing is, no one's really playing those robots anymore, but this is a pretty good skill in my opinion. I think this one would be very helpful to those two robots. Next up, we have a brand new pilot for the Carnage with a pilot skill. So if you're playing the Carnage, your ability is going to recharge 20%. So if you're playing the Carnage, your ability is going to recharge 20% faster, and that's pretty much all there is to that. So yeah, 20% quicker abilities with the Carnage. Next up, we have our Alquin. This has always been an extremely squishy robot that gets shot out of the air, and the skill for this guy is actually pretty beneficial. So every time you use your ability and you go up and fly, you are going to get 7 seconds of stealth, and that's actually pretty cool for this robot. I mean, I don't really recommend anybody playing this robot, but if you are, that is a pretty good pilot skill for this robot. Next up, we have a pilot for the Weyland. Now, this is pretty interesting. At first, I was like, man, this is awesome, but, and there is a big but here, a really big but. Every time you go into the healing ability, you're going to get an Aegis shield, but the thing is, it's only 15,000 hit point Aegis shield. I mean, one single projectile is going to hit that shield and it's probably going to go down. That is a very small shield, so I'm not even sure if that's going to be a help to the Weyland at all, to tell you the truth. I mean, maybe if you're in Bronze League or something, but that's not going to do much, really. The next new pilot is for the Fury robot. Again, this is probably something you're only playing if you're brand new to the game, but let's see what it does. Okay, so this one says Fury shots ignore enemy shields, meaning this guy is going to get a shield breaker every time you shoot at another robot. Next up, we have a pilot for the Jun, and this is probably the one I was most excited about, and this is actually very helpful to this robot if you're still playing it. This pilot's actually giving you 2 skills. You're getting Engine Expert and you're getting Cunning Opportunist Jun. So those are the 2 legendary, or they're not really legendary, they're purple skills. So they're 2 specific skills that are really nice for the Jun robot. The main thing is Engine Expert, every single time you go into your ability, you're going to fly faster, and you can actually really feel that. The second one is every time you destroy an enemy, you get more movement speed, but I mean, that's only so good because it only lasts for 5 seconds. But if you're in the air with that first ability, you get a kill, and now you're going to move even faster. So you got 7.5% and 12%. So if you're flying around getting kills, you know, if you get a couple of kills really quick before the ability ends, you're going to be flying around like a crazy person at warp speeds. But extra speed in the ability is really nice. So I actually like that first Engine Expert skill a lot for the Jun. Now, old school Leo just got a pilot as well. So let's see what this thing does. So every time you're within 350 meters of another enemy, you have quantum radar, meaning you'll be able to see any robots that are in stealth, but Leo has quantum radar with the range of 350 meters, so anytime there's some stealth robot close to you, well, it's not going to be in stealth for you, and you're going to be able to shoot it right in the face, so that is a pretty cool skill for the Leo. I actually really like that, so that's going to be great for anybody who's close to you. Like if you're getting rushed by an enemy and he goes into stealth, you'll be able to get them. So I like that. I do like this one. Next up, we're going to check out the brand new pilot for the Natasha and see what that skill does. So when you get low in health and you're playing Natasha, this pilot will give you a whole bunch of defense points when you're low in health. It says 0.15%. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Is that 0.15% defense points? I have no idea. The way they word some of these is weird, but I guess that's at 0.15% health. So next to no health, if I'm getting this correctly, you get a whole bunch of defense points to help keep you alive for a few seconds. So I don't know. That's one of those ones where you would definitely have to try it again. I wouldn't really recommend playing any of these robots in Champion League. I mean, if you're a brand new player, these robots are going to be pretty good to start off with, but you will outgrow most all of these quickly. So that's pretty much it for the pilot skills. Let me show you guys how to find pilots for these specific robots. So basically you can get right into the training center from your robots now, which is really cool. So bottom line is all you do is click on your pilot. You can hit change pilot. And now you come over here and click the little thing that says training center. So once you do that and you get into the training center, it's just going to pull up a whole list of pilots. And you can pretty much scroll through all these, find the one you want, and buy it with gold. So, but bam, that's pretty much how you find the pilots through the training center now, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, you will still see a few pilots that say not available in the training center, meaning you can't actually buy those with gold. So they're not currently available and you can't get those ones. And of course, if you're clicking on the little My Pilots button, it's going to show you all the pilots that you own. You can come over here and click the all pilots, pilots just for the selected robot, pilots for your selected equipment, which be your weapons, yada, yada, yada. And that's how you find and sort through your pilots now. One really nice thing they've done, if you're in your My Pilots and you want to sell pilots, now you can sell multiples. For example, I've got a whole bunch of these Willow O pilots. I've got 18 of these, so I can click on this, hit the little trash can, and then I can just kind of pick as many as I want. I want to sell 18, so bam, sell. Do I really want to sell them? Yes. So they are gone. Now, one thing I've noticed is you're not able to sell multiple level 70 pilots. So for example, I've got a lot of Adrians. Let's find an Adrian pilot. Now you'll see that these are level 70. So if I click on an Adrian and I go to sell it, it's not going to let me sell multiple upgraded pilots. It's only going to let me sell multiple of the level 1 pilots. So I think that's probably to protect you from accidentally selling your maxed out pilots. Okay, so this is where we run into the big problem that I found, and I really hope they change this because this kind of sucks, but let's get to it. Now, there is one thing I don't like about this new rework. I think they should probably change this, but if I click on my pilot, if I click change and I go into the training center, it's going to show me the pilots I can buy. So right now there's only 2 available. This one's probably because of whatever weapons I'm running. And this other one here is the new Natasha Pilot. I can buy either one of those for gold. But for example, Manny and Adrian Chong, I can't buy either one of those because they're not available for gold. So if there's not a pilot you can actually buy, it's not giving you the opportunity to buy another basic pilot for some reason. I mean, when I went to my Ultimate Destrier, let's go do an example there. So if I go to the Ultimate Destrier, I click on the pilot, I hit change, I go over to Training Center, there's absolutely nothing available to buy. So I can't buy any pilots for this. I can't even buy a basic pilot. Now there used to be a little icon out here on your hangar to get into the Training Center, but that seems to have disappeared. So it looks like the only way you can now get into the Training Center is by clicking your robot, clicking the pilot, hitting change, and now you're there. But the problem is, you know, when you go to the Training Center, if there's not a pilot specifically for your robot, you can't even buy a basic one. I mean, there should be at least a way to get some other pilot here. So I'm not sure that I like this. Maybe there should be like an all pilot button. We can look through all the pilots and buy one because there's nothing available here. That's not great at all. Even if I can't purchase one of these pilots currently, it's better to have a pilot on it than not have a pilot on it. So it should give me a list of every single pilot I can purchase with gold when I'm in here. That way I can at least grab something even if I can't get one of these. So I've pretty much clicked on everything on my hangar. I cannot find another way to get into the Training Center to find other pilots. So yeah, if there's not a pilot available for that robot, I guess you would have to go to like another robot, right? Let's just say we go to Fafnir. Let's see if he's got anything available. We'll click on his guy, we'll hit change, we'll go to the Training Center, and there are pilots here that you can buy. So I guess you would have to go to another robot. I mean, it's better to have a pilot that belongs to another robot than no pilot at all, right? Let's just say you can't get a pilot for something. I would rather just purchase one of these. At least I could add like my tough guy, my roadhog, my mechanic, and get the gold skills, even if that pilot's legendary skill wasn't working. Something is better than nothing. So I don't understand why a whole list of all the other pilots doesn't seem to be current available. Hopefully they're going to change that because it needs to be there. That way, if we can't get a pilot for a specific robot, we can choose another one. But the really good news is now if there is a pilot available, all you got to do is go to the robot, click on the robot, click on the pilot. I think we got some lag going on or something. Click on the pilot there, hit change, and then when you go over to the Training Center tab, you can actually buy some of these pilots if it's available in the Training Center. Like it says, some robots cannot be hired in the Training Center, but if it can, you can now find those pilots instantly and buy them with gold. So that's a big improvement if your robot has a pilot that can be hired in the Training Center. So that's actually really cool. I hope they add more pilots into the Training Center because, well, we want more pilots available readily that we can just go out and buy. But honestly, that's pretty much the deal with the rework and how everything works right there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully this makes everything clear, and thank you for watching. If you purchase something on the WarRobots web shop, don't forget to click the Support a Creators button and enter code DannyLightning at checkout. You might find some free stuff and some discounts over there as well. There's a link in the video's description and the pinned comment to the web shop. I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you a lot, and huge shout out to my channel members. The extra support really helps this channel keep running and bringing you videos just like this. If you drop down the video's description, you'll see my affiliate links where you can get some really awesome stuff like cameras, lighting, microphones, stuff to make your room look cool, air fryers, coffee pots, you name it, all kinds of amazing things. And you'll find a few other ways to help support the channel as well. So thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, maybe check out one of these other videos that are just about to pop up on the screen. I really do appreciate you guys and gals. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch you next time. Lightning out. See ya.